And here we are. Good evening, my friends. Good evening. So happy to be with you on this really cold Monday in New York. Suddenly the winter has returned. And while the days are longer, they don't feel much warmer today. It feels kind of like we're getting a little revisit from winter. They always say, you know what they say about March? Well, the lamb turned into a lion again, at least for a couple hours. So we'll see what the rest of the week brings. My name is Nicholas Viselli. I am the artistic director of Theater Breaking Through Barriers. And indeed, I am coming to you so very live from here deep inside the heart of the Thunderdome in glorious Midtown Manhattan. And on behalf of all of our artists, I want to cordially welcome each and every one of you to Theater Breaking Through Barriers' 6th Virtual Playmakers Intensive, or VPI 6 Star Changers. So today's Monday, so good to me. We are now on the, I should say, final stretch of our 6th Virtual Playmakers Intensive, 15 plays in 15 days. And we're going to be running through this Friday. And it's been, every time we've done these, it's gotten better and better. I think this one is our best yet, because the quality of the work and the quality of the collaborations and how everything is coming together, I'm just sort of in awe of it. I think there's something kind of miraculous in it, especially in a time when the idea of working together and collaborating together to create something really good feels like a dying art, and it's not. So all right. I'm just so excited, and I'm looking forward to sharing tonight's work with you. Tonight's offering is by such a brilliant artist, and I kind of am jealous of him because he's so talented as a writer and as an actor, and he does so much, and he's young. When it's one thing when they're older and you could see that they have the years of experience, that they've been able to become great, but when you see it in a young person, you say, what's happening here? But I feel so very fortunate to know and to be able to work with Enrique Huili. And Enrique wrote this really wonderful, incredibly captivating play called The Interview, which you will see very shortly. It was directed to perfection by Eric Nightengale. Eric has directed with us in past VPIs, and he's been working with TBTV so much. We just want to continue growing that relationship, because he brings nothing but joy and good things to this company. And we have stellar cast. It's a two-hander tonight, so you'll really get to focus on the intensity of the play and the wonderful detail work of the two artists, Nina Key and the great John Little. Two wonderful people. Nina, this is the first time working with us, but Nina's also one of these incredible artists that does everything. So you're having an opportunity to see their acting chops tonight, and then later on in the week, a play written by Nina. How about that? But for tonight, we are going to be presenting this wonderful play, The Interview by Enrique Huili. Before we start, I like to ask the artists, for the benefit of anyone who is tuning in who may not be able to see us, we'd like to be able to provide a bit of audio description. So without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to our artists to do a bit of a description.
Alyssa, an Asian woman who was wearing a collared shirt and glasses.
And I'm playing Mr. B. I'm 65, white. I'm wearing a bow tie and a business suit, and I have gray hair.
Very well. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present Enrique Huili's The Interview.
It sure is pouring outside. The rain doesn't seem to let up.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my, I can't seem to find anything these days.
Oh, was it anything I did? Is there
Yeah.
something else I can help with? I hope I didn't forget anything.
Oh, no, 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 no. My desk is a bit of a mess. I can't seem to keep everything organized. I've been doing this for over 25 years, and you would think I would have a better understanding and more comprehension.
Sorry, I don't follow.
Yeah, well, it's only a small part of the picture. You see, we are really delighted to have you today. We are so glad that you completed your application. It is not an easy feat. You really did good work.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
This is not how I imagined things would be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's no problem at all. I was just having a thought, and maybe that's what threw me off.
Yes, yes. Let's stay with that.
Pardon me?
Yeah. Everything seems to be falling over. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. You see, here, it's yours. I have it all with me. Yes. Crisis avoided. Yes. Ah,
Yeah, sure. I'm glad you got that all settled.
mhm. Please continue. Mm.
With what?
Oh, damn it. Sorry, sorry. The intern never cleans up after himself. I didn't mean to. Uh, would you be so kind as to continue the thought you were having,
Okay.
and let's not be aggressive. Understand?
Sorry, is there something I'm doing?
Whenever you're ready, my dear.
Yeah,
Hmm.
sure. I didn't want to seem distracted or anything, but
Hmm.
I was thinking about the concept of the soul. If poets say when we die, our soul moves on, the body is here only for a brief moment. If poets say when we die, our soul moves on, the body is here for only a brief moment, its purpose is to eventually decompose, which makes them all equal in a way. Because in the end, they all just end up doing the same thing. The body just becomes lava, slithering away, and we either become useful or toxic. It really doesn't matter. All bodies end up doing the same thing. In contrast to the soul, what becomes of them? Does it never end for the soul? If it leaves the body, where does it even go? Does it just roam around city to city, world to world for eternity? I'm not really sure I like that. It sounds restless. I would think my soul wouldn't know where to go in the first place. And is there traffic? I mean, none of this can be proven anyway. So when these kinds of thoughts come my way, I try not to pay them any mind. Otherwise, we'd just be stuck in an endless loop. Oops. I know I can ramble for a while.
No, 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 no. That's totally okay. Seriously, I am here to help and to listen.
I'm just a little uneasy.
Oh, oh no. Why is that?
It's just so dark in here. I kind of expected to have a little more light.
Is it too distracting for you?
Oh, no, of course not. That thought that came to me earlier was the only one I had. Now that I'm here, my full attention is available.
But you look frightened.
Do I?
I said so.
Oh. Am I like dead?
What? Oh God, no. I'm so sorry. Is that what you've been thinking?
I don't know.
No, don't be silly. No, there's nothing to be afraid about. I can help start things off. Let's see. Oh, oh, I get it now.
What?
Is this about your sister?
I don't think so.
Oh, I understand. She's no longer with us.
Oh, how is this relevant to our meeting?
But we always start from the beginning. It's standard and nothing to worry about. She passed away in a car accident, right?
How did you know that?
Oh, I have everything here on file. Is that something you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Oh, yes, but I believe it is. You see, you should. How it works is I provide the best knowledge I have to offer to you. This appointment is all about you. I want you to understand how you came here, what role you will play in our picture. Too much sorrow and burden can really affect me sometimes, so I do ask for your patience. Empathy is a trick. When you can empathize on command, no one will ever see it coming. And that way, you can feel as comfortable as possible. Otherwise, what will be the point of me, huh? If I can't have compassion for you in such a Hindu state, oh, sorry, in such a Taiwanese state, no, damn it, sorry again, in such trying times, then I'm simply not doing my job. And believe me, honey, I always do my job.
Oh, okay.
Your sister,
Uh, right.
was she younger or older?
Um, Younger?
And I'm assuming you miss her.
Uh, of course.
Just a baby.
I no, I believe she was either 17 or 19 years old.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, 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 not that, of course.
What?
You don't remember her birthday? You didn't memorize her birthday?
I, well, I guess I kind of just didn't realize.
Let's be honest here. You don't know her birthday.
That's not true at all.
Alyssa, are you hiding things from me?
No, I wouldn't.
I would hope not.
But of course, I know my sister's birthday.
I'm sure if I asked you to tell me when it is right now, you can.
May 10th.
Okay.
I'm not wrong.
I didn't say you were wrong.
I just want to be professional. My
You're
apologies.
being a bit aggressive.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I don't want that to happen again. Would you mind giving me an example of how I'm being aggressive?
Alyssa, my dear. No, I can't. But you could smile more.
Um, yeah, sure.
Great. I assure you, we are starting off just great here. So, did you favor your sister?
Um, she was the only sibling I had. Yeah, I guess it's kind of hard still to talk about her. You would think in some months or almost a year, it would kind of be easier for me to talk about it.
Of course.
But I have been thinking about her lately. You know, at first I put the blame on me.
What did you do? Surely you didn't kill your sister.
No, of course not. She was with a group. They were driving on a highway, I believe, or maybe not. The details get blurry sometimes.
She is real. You can't deny that.
I know.
Go on. She was in a car with a group of people. Was she older?
No, she was 17 years old at the time. I'm about 6 years older than her.
I see. And pardon me for being so persistent, but do you miss her?
Yeah. We weren't really getting along back then. I was really mad at her at the time. I mean, I told that girl all my fucking secrets.
Watch it.
Sorry?
The language, my sweetheart. It's inappropriate.
Okay, I told her everything. I found so much peace when we were together before we started not talking to each other. She was my best friend. Listen, can we turn on the lights? They're starting to hurt.
I need you to continue what you were saying.
But it's really hurting.
God fucking damn it. No. No. Listen, darling. I need you to continue what you were saying about your sister. I'll tell you why. I am taking notes.
Okay.
So, what happened to your friendship with her? Was it a boy?
No.
Then what?
I used to talk to her almost every day on the phone after I moved out of the house. I sometimes missed her so much that it actually hurt. And when I didn't feel like talking to her on the phone, I would text her and she would just call me instead of texting back. It was cute. We'd talk about relationships that we were going through. She'd ask me advice on jobs. And when my mom was too quiet, she was willing to tell me that she was scared of her. Then one day out of nowhere, I felt something very strange from her.
Yes. Tell me.
Even though she was so far away, I could tell something had changed in her. Maybe she was still the same person, but I just knew that she felt differently about me.
She hated you?
No, it wasn't that. Because if she hated me, she would have to care. I felt like she just didn't care about. I'm not sure how to put it. It's not that she didn't care about me. She just didn't care if I existed.
Oh my. How could you tell if you were 33,000 miles away?
What?
How could you tell? Tell me.
I sent her a text. I can't even remember what it was about. I can't even remember the day or the year. That's how random it was.
Pause. Day or year? You may continue.
I felt it in my body.
Mm.
Something overcame us or her. I don't know. She didn't look real anymore. Even though I couldn't see her, her eyes were fake. I just knew they were. Like something was missing inside her. She wasn't the sister I grew up with anymore. I couldn't even recognize her laughter anymore. And she didn't stop laughing. I still couldn't recognize it. Something was wrong. Jamie said I was just reading too many Philip K. Dick books. But no, I know my sister, and I knew she stopped having dreams.
She told you that?
No, I knew it. You can always tell when your sister stops having dreams.
Continue.
The more I tried to fix it, the more we were becoming distant from each other. I started having panic attacks randomly, and I didn't know what to do. So I decided to leave her alone.
You stopped reaching out,
Yes.
but
But what?
you're her older sister.
Yeah?
Okay.
What are you saying?
It doesn't work like that. I'm just taking notes.
Every time I started to get angry every time I thought about her. Whenever I was in the shower, I started daydreaming about yelling at her. Who do you think you are? I'm your sister and you treat me like this? As I felt the water shimmer down my body, my shoulder couldn't stop moving.
How emotional were you?
I didn't cry. I don't know why.
I see.
The day she died, my father drove my mother to come see me. I had no idea they were traveling to come visit me. I was very surprised to see them. My roommate wasn't home at the time, and my father said, "That's good. That's real good." And he just looked at me for a second. He didn't want to say anything to me. And I kept thinking, why is he looking at me like that? Did he want to see if I was scared of him or something? I couldn't tell. Then all of a sudden he said, "Your mother has something to tell you." And he took a seat in the kitchen, and my mother led me to my living room. We sat on the couch. I asked her if she wanted some tea.
You didn't.
I had no idea what was going on.
Oh my.
And that's when she told me about the car accident and how no one survived.
I see. When your parents gave you the news, what happened next? How long did they stay?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I can't remember.
You can't remember what?
I can't remember what happened next.
Are you lying to me?
No.
Alyssa, if I find out that you're lying to me...
Of course, I'm not lying to you.
Excuse me? What?
I fell. I fell into a depression.
Yes, but we all knew that was going to happen. I mean, do you think I didn't have the slightest idea what is actually happening here? You, your sister, the car, the group. Can you sit there and tell me that you think I have no idea what's going on here?
I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay. No need to fret about it.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Why?
Just because, I need to go.
I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
Where am I?
Alyssa, don't forget, I am taking notes. I do really care about you. You do understand that, right?
I love her.
We already knew that.
Yes, but you don't understand. I love her. And I kept repeating that over and over. I remembered what it was like to hold her when she was just a baby. Just then, all of a sudden, the misery I was spinning in began to fade, and I began to see a light.
No.
Yes, a light that warmed my chest, and I was able to walk in a straight line. I could feel my own 2 feet on the ground again.
This is huge.
She's always going to be my sister. Nothing can take that away from me, from us.
Alyssa, this is something else. I did not expect this.
My sister was becoming a woman, and maybe I just didn't see it at the time, you know? She was growing up, and maybe subconsciously I didn't want her to change, but no matter how far she would go, she would always be my sister. We would always have the same room that we grew up in.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is taking an unexpected turn of events. I'm just here to enjoy the ride.
My love for her could never go away, and she would
Uh,
always have loved me, no matter what. Blaming myself for her death was only avoiding the fact that I miss her deeply, that I just missed her deeply.
Another point scored. Alyssa, you are amazing.
I had to learn that it was okay to miss her, that it was okay to be sad that she's gone.
Yes.
And I just knew I didn't have to stop loving her. In fact, she's always with me.
Oh my God, you're killing me, Alyssa. Wow.
You see, she's my sister.
She sure is.
And and in order to move on, are you ready for this?
I'm buzzing. I can hardly wait.
I needed to let her go, but
Yes.
I know she's always with me,
Really? Why?
because I love her. Remember?
Right. This is so important, Alyssa. I have to tell you, I am just so proud of you. Do you realize how much work this takes?
I don't know.
No. Don't try to minimize the work you've done here. To be able to grieve your sister's death and to be able to come out of the darkness, that's no small feat. With all the bodies buried in your mother's garden, you, my dear girl, were still able to overcome it. You are inspiring me. You are an inspiration for me, my dear. I have taken so many notes, not just on you, but for me. I've learned so much from your journey. I'm buzzing with excitement.
Really?
Oh, yes. Look how compassionate my eyes are. Can't you see?
I
What's wrong?
can I have some water or something?
Oh, I see.
It's okay. No worries.
You've touched me. I feel like I'm about to shed tears. My God. Alyssa, keep it up.
Thank you. I wanted to talk to you about something.
Anything.
Could I have a raise?
Oh,
Only $5. You see, I did the math. After taxes and union dues, I would only be making $732 a week. And honestly, that's not that much, but it would mean the world to me, you know?
Alyssa, do you understand how small our operation is?
I do, but the whole world knows about us and our work, right?
This is hard for me, but no. At the moment, you can't have a raise.
Why not?
We've never given anyone a $5 raise.
Well, then why not let me be an example? An example of what happens when you work hard.
I know.
You know what?
Alyssa,
I'm just asking for a livable wage.
calm down, Alyssa.
What the hell is going on here?
I need you to stop, okay?
I'm not doing anything. I just want to be treated fairly.
You're being aggressive.
What? Okay. Okay. Sorry. I don't want to ever be aggressive. May I please have an example of my aggression?
It's your look.
What?
Oh, my dear.
I want to leave.
I'm sorry.
I want to leave right fucking now.
Don't do that, Alyssa.
I'm leaving. I can't see anything. Turn on the lights. I said turn on the lights now.
It would be better for you to sit down.
I don't care. I'm out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alyssa is moving frantically in the dark. She runs to the right of the room. She stops. She's panicking, but she's able to calm herself. She's plotting her next move. What will she do? Is she in control of the situation? Whoa! She's run now to the left of the room and she stops. She can't see where she's going, ladies and gentlemen, but that does not stop her. She's feeling the weight of the world on her shoulders. She covers her face with both of her hands and she screams. She runs back to the center of the room. She's facing the light of her screen. She's coming closer and closer to the screen. I believe now she can see me. She's giving me a malicious and tedious look, and I have to say, I like it. Now she's turned around. Her back is facing me. I lean forward to my screen so I can get a better look. She's standing still with her back facing me. She can't move. By the look of it, she seems very scared. Her next move is unpredictable. Is she beginning to realize the truth? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe the world's grief, yours, mine, is all Alyssa's fault. Her tyranny must stop. What gives her the right to call me, a racist, a misogynist? Dictators have never accused me of such things. What gives her the right? She's coming back to her seat now. Reporting live. This is Fox News.
I'm cold.
Do you finally understand?
Understand what?
I can't believe you. You people.
What do you mean, you people?
You. I said you.
You don't have to yell.
Oh, that's rich. Real rich.
Why are you so upset at me?
I can't believe you refused to see it. After all this time, too, I really thought you had a handle on it. That you'd actually found some peace to understand your part, your responsibility. We're not asking you to solve it, only to at least accept it and, at the bare minimum, apologize for your sins. And the funny thing is, I was willing to forgive you. Huh. Can you believe that?
I haven't done anything.
Please, enough of these charades.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know who you are.
It's you, okay? You're the reason why everything is horrible in our country, our world. You're the reason why job rates are so low. You're the reason why coal miners are losing their jobs. You're the reason why mothers kill their babies. You're the reason why men walk on eggshells. You're the reason why sickness exists. You're the reason why crime is so high. You're the reason why no one wants to go back to the office. You're the reason why companies can't keep employees. You're the reason why no one wants to work. You're the reason why for immigrants. You're the reason why death rate is so high. You're the reason why our schools can't work anymore. You're the reason why everyone is locking up in their homes. You're the reason why families can't hug their loved ones. You're the reason why no one believes in fraud elections. You're the reason why cancel culture is here. You're the reason why wives don't listen to their husbands anymore. My wife won't even look at me in the eyes anymore. Do you understand me? It's you. It's all because of you. And you can't even look me in the eyes and admit it.
You're insane.
Unbelievable. There is no saving you.
You can't possibly be serious.
I'm beyond serious.
But that's not fair.
Fair.
You can't blame that all on me.
Oh, and why is that?
Because that's not what justice is.
Justice. Huh. She is the woman who proudly bends to wash and kiss men's feet.
Stop
You're
it.
nothing like her.
I
You're
said stop it.
nothing like her. Her.
I want to go home.
This concludes our interview. I regretfully inform you that your application is denied. But in 6 months, you're welcome to apply again.
Who are you? What did I apply for? Are you listening to me?
I'm usually more professional than this, but you disgust me.
Wait, where are you going? I want to go home. I didn't even get to tell you my sister's name.
Wow. That's an ordeal. That is powerful. Wow. I don't know what to say other than what wonderful work, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Please, let's talk about this a few minutes, please. Wow. Oh, there we go. John Little, Nina Key, Eric Nightingale, and of course our wonderful author Enrique Huili. Oh my goodness. Enrique, I have to tell you, you always create such provocative work that really pushes a lot of buttons and definitely has a tone. This particular piece was very powerful and very brutal, and it touches me in a lot of ways, like that I love because it's so relevant to exactly what we're trying to do with this intensive. And it's hard, it's hard stuff, you know, but I want to talk a little bit about it with you and all of you. But I have to start with you. Tell me how you came to write this.
You know, I was thinking a lot about the Star Changer like concept that you were talking about, and like relevance and the beauty of like how things are actually changing for the better. And I just like kind of knew, like being part of the workshop with TBTV and meeting other writers of the company, like I just knew that like there's some wonderful, amazing writers who can really and like inspire like strength and courage. Mm-hmm. And when I started thinking about what I wanted to talk about, I kind of like went the opposite direction towards that, more in a horror kind of element. And sometimes, you know, I think in order to find the beauty, we have to be able to go through the darkness and to find the light. And so I kind of wanted to really explore that darkness.
That's one of the reasons why I love this piece, because it really does go there, and you aren't afraid to really dig into it, and it becomes in so many ways no holds barred. I mean, just this dark oppressive force over over this one person who is just an absolute, who's being victimized throughout the whole thing, and it's the manipulation, which we can't quite figure out, because it becomes, it's like this six-headed monster that every time we think we know, now it's not that, it's something else. It's really, really a heavy piece, but I love it because of that. I love how it makes me feel in this one. It's not, I would look at this more not as, it's certainly not hopeful, but it certainly is cautionary, and there is definitely a lot of our world all mixed in with it. I'm curious to know what you talked about when in that first meeting that you had with Eric and Nina and John.
Oh yeah. Well, we talked. I think John is. We've worked previously together on a play that I wrote for him for TV as well, and so he kind of already had like an understanding of like the work I like to do, because he understood that I was very experimental and like to deconstruct a story and scenes and lines. So I kind of just left it, to Eric to lead the ship when it came to the first meeting and the first read through, and let him guide questions. And I think that's what he did wonderfully. I can send it over to Eric to explain more, but he really kind of guided the whole session with just questions, because it was not about like understanding it completely. I think what he was trying to say was more about like asking questions that would be helpful.
Right. But before I do that, I just want to say, again, because of this random pairing, and yes, it's wonderful that you've worked with John before, but you really wrote you wrote this piece for your actors. Like you were able to sort of get a good assessment as to who they are and their personalities and their voices, so that you knew exactly how to pitch this.
That was like the challenge, I think, for me as a writer. Because when these two actors were brought to me, I was excited, and I always kind of have like a little exercise that I do with them. I ask them questions about what their taste are in film and literature, or just in general everyday life, just to hear their voice speak about passionate things that they are passionate about. And I struggled quite a while, like, okay, like what do I write about? And I just like kind of like spent the night to myself, like in my little office area. And I kind of just like opened up a notebook and just started jotting things down about just personal things. And then all of a sudden I started getting like a story and an arc. At first, once I get that arc, then I can create the story. And so when I got that like art and outline, I was just so excited, because, this challenge of writing for these two actors that I maybe normally wouldn't have seen normally in my life. And then I can create a world for them. And that was like a really fun, challenging time, but really fun.
I'm always impressed by it. And I'm so impressed by this work. I think it's really wonderful. Really wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Eric, tell me what this was like, this whole experience for you. I mean, you are a really wonderful and a very, very experienced, very seasoned director. What was it like working on this new work by Enrique with John and Nina?
Like exploring a wonderful, mysterious cave, a cave of darkness with little twinkling lights in various places. As Enrique said, our job wasn't to fully understand, and I would say that a lot of us probably, at least I'll speak for myself, I sort of go through life a little bit creating a construct so I can pretend to understand a lot more than I really do, but I'm often as at sea about what's really going on in any given moment as the character that Nina played in this piece. So the need to fully comprehend all of the details of the circumstances was less important than figuring out what the characters want. So it's always goes back to basic acting choices and motivation, and how, is Nina there to get a promotion or a job, or is she really dealing with some issues that she has not resolved for herself, and she's using this circumstance in order to do that. One of the first things that Nina brought up in our conversations about the piece in the first rehearsal was, where does this character find her strength? Where is the strength in this situation where she has so little control? And so that became a kind of a calling card for me to work through, to find out a way for that character to move, even if she was, for whatever reason, physically captive by this guy, in a situation that she couldn't physically get out of, that she could transcend that in other ways. So that's a basic acting, challenge, regardless of the weirdness of the circumstances. And for John's character, for Mr. B, our challenge was to find a person who had ultimate control over the situation, but still was invested, needed something from the other character, needed an ally, needed that particular kind of an ally that had the qualities that this person had, and was looking for that and needing that for his own particular reasons. So we just made choices based on discovering the deep needs of the characters, and figured out, to the best of our ability and our research on the piece, what we could all agree on were circumstances that could be agreed on, and then things that we didn't know, where there were questions that we didn't know, and made those very clear choices.
Wonderful. So well done. And again, I think part of the excitement of this, to me, is, and what really feeds this and feeds that tension and that uneasiness is, they don't, at least Nina's character does not know where she's going or what this is. That uncertainty is very unsettling and very, very troubling. It's like you are constantly being scrutinized for something that you don't know what it is, and you don't, and it sort of freezes you to make a move or take a step, because whatever you do, you don't know if it's the right move or the wrong move, and so it's this constant, but I love that, because it's so relevant. It's so relevant to our world today. So now I have to turn this over to you guys, and I'm normally I want to hold off and asking you last, Nina, because this is the first time you're working with TBTV. So I have to start with John on this one. John,
Yes.
Yeah, John is such an amazing actor, and you were wonderful. I love to see you. I have this great opportunity to see so much of what you can do in your range, and I've seen you play these lovely, benevolent, kind people, and to see you play this imposing character. Now, when this translated, when we streamed it, I know that you were side by side, but for some reason on my computer screen, you were on top, Nina was below, and and the way you were positioned in the screen, it was like the camera was below you and you were looking, so it gave you this, and I'm sure that these were all conscious choices, but it just, it added to this repressive, oppressive, the tension.
But one thing that that I think both Enrique and Eric wanted was this sort of dim light that we are literally only lit by our computer screens, which is weird. I mean, it's a very strange thing. But it does give us sort of an eerie look, I think.
Yep.
And also, we are in this void. We don't know. The audience doesn't know, and we don't know exactly where we are.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And in fact, when she says, "Am I dead?" You know, maybe she is. I don't know. You know. Yeah, I think that there's some wonderful questions that Enrique put in the play that are not really answered. And that's a
No.
good thing.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
It's very, in many ways, very surrealistic. I mean, but it touches on a lot of things that it can be a lot of different things. But ultimately, the feeling of this piece, the constriction of this piece, the tension of this piece, the fears in this piece are all very real. And even if we don't know exactly what the scenario is, which I think is very accurate, it's not so much that, it's how it makes you feel, right? That's the visceral response I find fascinating. And you're amazing. And the way you're framed, I mean, your face is kind of washed out because of the screen, and you're wearing a dark jacket. So I don't see all I see of you is the outline of your shirt and your tie. So you don't even look like a complete person. You look like just a little bit of your chest and your head. And tie. The tie obviously makes it very clear that we're dealing with someone who's very, what would be perceived as being very, very conservative. Bow ties tend to be very, very conservative in our society, which and very judgmental. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful and awful. You evil creature, you, whatever. Yeah, you're just evil. Nina, welcome to TVTV. Tell me what this was like. Tell me what the whole experience was like for you. I mean, as someone who's just working with us for the first time, as an actor, and also in this piece.
Like for me, how does one describe it?
I'm curious. I mean, just knee-jerk reactions. I mean, how did it feel to you? I mean, you know, even if it was a situation where you're like, yeah, this was a tough one. I didn't like, or I really loved it, or whatever. Tell me, like, don't hold back.
No. It was, you know, it was an experience from beginning to end. The play itself is an experience. The process of going through kind of like unpacking all the work and making choices with John and Eric also, of course, was fantastic. But yeah, it's just, I just love that. I mean, it's an experience, you know, it's an experience watching it. It's an experience going through it. It's an experience reading the work. And yeah, as you mentioned, I think that's what's so unique and noticeable about it.
Well, it's such a hard one for you, or for the character that you portray, because it really is someone who is being very, very victimized in a way, and you know, and you're not really sure how to react to it. I mean, this is someone who is really preying on so many different things that are going on in your life, knows facts about you that you don't know how they know them, personal facts about your sister, your family. Then the big rant at the end that it's your fault because of this, your fault because of that, and it's an attack on so many different things, which I think is awful, hard to play, hard to as a person, you know, as an actor, you have to kind of really steel yourself to that and realize this is a character that we're portraying, but it's also important and relevant because it really does depict so much of the ugliness of our world that is being tossed at you.
I remember a moment in rehearsal, Nina, where we were unpacking the character a little bit, and you said, yeah, I'm scared to go to the subway
Mhm.
now. So it's, you know, it's like, so it is really so much about what's happening today
Mhm.
and those
Yeah.
and the forces that are out there, and how we become victimized, and some of us more than others, and
Mhm.
that's a reality in our society.
So because of fill in the blank, because of gender, because of race, because of just how you are perceived by the outside world. It
Right. Yep.
it all it,
Because I'm not worried about going to the subway.
no,
I don't worry about that, but Nina has to.
yeah. I mean, it becomes a target. You become a target in some way, you know, and the targets now are becoming varied, not just one particular, you know, ethnicity or one particular gender, or I mean it's everything. I mean, when you see, you know, elderly people who are being just attacked just because they're old, you know, like what it none of it makes sense. The one of the big things I kept thinking about when we were going through this whole process of was I feel we are in a world right now where rational discussion, intellectual discourse, appealing to one's intellect is fruitless at this point. It goes out the window because we're so polarized and so set in whatever the thinking is that we happen to have, that the ability to influence or change becomes much more harder. So the thought of how do we find our way in? How do we reach people through what we do as artists? This does that in a big way, because by revealing in a certainly stylized way the ugliness that is our world, it allows us to experience it through the eyes of your character. And that to me is awful, jarring. It's a horrible experience, but it is a very rich experience as an artist, theatrically. At least that's my take on it. And I think you all did such magnificent work. Tucker, do you have anything that you would like to say?
I honestly thought the play would be a job interview, but the when Mr. B said inappropriate things, then I was intrigued, and I don't want internet talk about. I want to tell what the boy and why the topics are so crucial to change our thoughts.
Thank you. I think that's what we'll absolutely talk about in the next talk back, Tucker. And I also, just the idea of, you know, we all, I believe, at least the artists that are in this company, and certainly the artists that we're working with for this project, everybody's very, very well-intentioned. Everyone has come to this with this idea of working together, of collaborating together to create a common product, a common piece that works beautifully. But our world isn't quite there yet, and I just want to know how far, like, you know, how far off do you think we are before we can, you know, I know that there's always been opposition and polarity, but it just feels more pronounced now than ever. And I'd like to sort of talk about where we are now.
More comedy, and then we will have to wrap up about
Mhm.
Jimmy like since 2000 with 2008 have been when we got our first Black President Barack Obama about a new era
Mhm.
for everyone,
Mhm.
including the disabled community. But 2 years, 8 years later, it's feeling like we are repeating history.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk more about that because I think it's relevant to, I think all of that is relevant to this. I think in many ways it is. But again, Enrique, thank you for writing this. I mean, this is very much your style. And you have this wonderful way of conjuring so much, like, you really are able to evoke a strong emotional response in the work that you create, which is exactly what you want. And you create work that is very thought-provoking. And I felt you've succeeded very, you really succeeded on this one. You just hit it out of the park, and all of you just did a beautiful job with it. So
Yeah, you
we
got
are way over time. So we need to get on to the other channel. So I want to thank you guys. Get off, take a break, drink some water, and we'll switch over. But I want to thank everyone of you for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of our work. That matters so much more to us than we could ever possibly imagine. We have a few more days of our VPI, so I hope you'll continue to watch. We have all original work that a few weeks ago didn't even exist. This play that you saw tonight did not exist 3 weeks ago. And so to have the opportunity to present this work to you is a great gift. So we hope that you'll continue watching. Tomorrow, wow, we have a play by the great and fantastical Chris Chan Roberson. Chris, I love the way Chris writes, because he also has this such a wonderful, fascinating way of viewing the world, and his plays are really quite extraordinary. So we're going to offer up his latest play, Epidermis. That will be tomorrow evening. It was directed by the wonderful Ashley Wren Collins, and we have this great cast: Veronica Cruz, Aubrey Dixon, Mikey Lorch, and of course, Keith Murphy DiConcini. So I hope you'll tune in tomorrow night as well. Please visit our website, tbtb.org. You can see what we're up to, our past, our present, our future. If you really love what we're doing, click the donate button at the top of the page. We would always, of course, cherish your financial support, but your vested interest in who we are, what we're doing, is very, very precious and special to us. And if you donate to us, that only underscores your friendship and support, and it makes you more vested in our work. And we want to be able to make you sort of a partner in what we do. So thank you again for watching. Have a great evening. Join us in about 3 or 4 minutes on Facebook. We're running a little late, but we're going to get there. Have a wonderful evening, all. Thanks so much. Good night.